sometimes you're going to get 10 no thank yous to find, 3 yes pleases. This is a good fit. So just be grateful. Well, I guess this wasn't it. We try and very quickly within 24 hours, we'll look at a project and give a go, no go. We think this could be work before we all spend hours and hours estimating and getting into it with each other. We try and give you a yay or nay of whether we think it's good to be. But anyway, that's just, I think this makes us a good tool
Yeah.
in the tool bag of agencies and exhibit houses. Ultimately, they have to decide how they're going to solve their client's problem. They're the one with the client. We're just in service to them, and ultimately, whatever client they point us at. But the vision, I guess, part of my vision statements to my own team now, Khalil, is it's okay if it doesn't work out.
Absolutely.
We're just, I'd rather say no thank you on this one than say yes and do no, and we lose a partner for life because we just overpromised or under-delivered, right? And we all know what that feels like.
Man, so much with that. And, I think we were going to talk about it later, but I think this is such a good time to talk about it, that it's really tempting to say yes to those kinds of projects. Like you've invested so much time into the bidding process, into the relationship, you've had multiple calls, and you really like the person, you're worried about your reputation maybe in the back of your mind with this person. They do a lot of volume maybe, and you want to be a part of that. But whenever they're not going to be the right fit for you, whether it's on price or the process that you use or whatever it might be, I mean, I was watching a movie last night called The 4th of July. It's a Louis C.K. movie, highly recommend it, but it's related to AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, in some capacity. And this guy's trying to help this guy not drink. He's like, man, but just that first drink, I wish I could have it. And he's like, well, the problem is, don't think about the first drink, because it's not going to end at the first drink. Think about the last drink. What happened in the last drink? And it's such an important thing to remember when you're tempted to say yes to the wrong fit. Don't think about the revenue at the front end, the first interaction. Think about the back end, when your employees are stressed out because it's a job that they have to do it on crunch, or it's not really what you guys do typically, and so they have to come up with problem solving on the fly. Or you're not making money and an accident happens, so now you're down in the hole. You're having to pay for the mistakes. Just that's the what you need to be thinking about whenever you say no, and that's why you're saying no.
So in the last drink in my world is that we call it the conflict resolution call, right? There was a problem. Somebody's wanting you to reimburse or give them back something, and if you really reverse engineer how you got to that moment, you can find where you failed early in the process, right? Where you go, you know what, we never should have taken this, or we should have held our ground and said, these are the actual costs that, as much as I want to help you, it is what it is. So whenever I find we have made those concessions, and I really would like us to have a deeper discussion about the death spiral in another episode, because it's so critical, and I've lived there. But giving concessions, right, is one of those things that can get you in trouble. We all do it to get a deal. Client's budget is 40 or 50, and they want $5,000 worth of free stuff. And, you find a way to go, okay, and you convince yourself it'll be okay. And really what you've done is it's money that you needed in the project for all the reasons it was there to begin with, right? Nobody, most good companies don't overbid. We sure don't. We know what our minimum requirement is, and we have to make that to still be here and be in business and to serve others. But when we go below that, we either have to get super lucky, right? And that doesn't exist. Murphy's Law is alive and well on the trade show floor, Khalil. And there's hundreds of heads nodding right now that are watching this, because we all know that to be the case. But anyway, it was hard to say no to that nice partner who I really wanted to get in the game with, but I think we both kind of shrugged and nodded, and we understood the situation, and I really hope we get to saddle up and ride together again on something.
Yeah, and it could work out. And there's no, we talked about reputation in the past. There's nothing really that solidifies your reputation more than when you're able to walk away from something that looks appealing, and the other person's like, oh wow, well, it's not a good fit. I respect him for being honest,
Yeah.
rather than saying yes and you either running at a deficit or not being able to deliver and it running into the ground.
But you're right about the reputation, right? I'd rather those go, oh, I know those guys, or oh man, I love those guys. But I don't want conversations when you hear Crew XP to start with. I don't want the conversations to start with the phrase, those frickin' guys. Oh my God, don't
Yeah.
even talk to me about it. And that's, you can get in trouble and
Yeah.
in this business just like that.